everybody, my name is Seth Shamp. I'm here with Beckley and Gracie Vermont, bringing you another move of the week. This week we're going to start to look at some of the dominant positions found in grappling. We've so far talked about being stuck in those positions. We have a few videos on being stuck in the mount, being stuck in the back mount, being stuck in side control, and today's going to be our first lesson on what do we do once we've achieved those positions. I've spent so many years teaching jiu-jitsu, and a common thing I hear from my students a lot is I get to these spots and then I freeze and I don't know what to do. And what I've started to teach is not just the techniques to do in these positions, but the concepts of what to do. So today I want to start by talking about if you achieve a dominant position, whether it's the mount, back mount, or side control, you're allowed to do one of three things. The ability to do the right thing is the key to your success, but we're allowed to do three things when we achieve a dominant position. We're allowed to control and cook them, get them tired, wear them out. We're allowed to attack them, submissions, striking if it's self-defense, and we're allowed to transition to another position, maybe move to the back, to knee on stomach. But those are the three things you should be looking at. Which one do I do? And depending on what your opponent is doing while you're in that dominant position, which one of those three is going to be the key to your success. So today we're going to talk about being in the mount. I've mounted Beckley. I'm here and I'm just going to take that first one. I'm going to try to cook her. This is what we call mount maintenance. It means I'm going to stay and maintain the mount. I'm going to get her tired and I'm going to cook her. Then I'll look to maybe attack. And then maybe I'll transition. But as soon as I achieve the mounted position, my goal is to maintain it and cook her. That means addressing all of the things that she might do to me. If she does something, I'll do something, and I'm going to control the mount. So Beckley's laying down. I'm going to be mounted on her, and what I'm going to look to do is start just by being heavy. I want to make sure she carries my weight. I want to make sure that she's getting tired every time she tries to breathe. So my hands are going to be out nice and wide on the mat. I'm actually going to lock my feet underneath her butt. If we slip to the side here, my feet are not going to grapevine. I'm going to actually lock them like I'm closing my guard, and I'm going to put them right underneath her hips. From there, my hands are going to be wide, and I'm going to get my knees off the mat. She should bear my weight. I'm going to get my hands off the weight. I'm going to keep my head looking up. And lastly, I'm going to pinch my heels towards my butt. When I pinch my heels up, I lever my hips right into her diaphragm. This is a key and a little bit of a secret to being heavy with your hips. I only weigh what I weigh, but when I pinch my heels up to my butt, I lever through her hips, my hips in. So again, hands are wide, my head is looking up, curving my hips down, my feet are locked, my knees are off the mat, my heels pinched to my butt, and my hands are just barely off the mat. So from there, once I'm in this heavy position, it's just about staying there, getting her tired. So let's talk about the things that they might do. The most common idea, which is not the right idea, but the fundamental response to being mounted is people try to bridge and push you off. So if Beckley bridges and pushes me in one direction, my hands post. She pushes me in the other direction, my hands post. If she pushes me up the middle, I swim my hands back to the mat, maintaining this mount. Now, if she tried to circle one of my arms to trap that arm, I'll swim that hand out, back to the mat. Other hand, and I'll swim it back out. There's a little detail that I'm doing. When she goes to circle that hand, instead of just staying square with her and letting my elbow potentially run into my hip, I drop my shoulder down and I clear space for my arm to pass my hip. Just like as if I was swimming. She circles my other arm, I bring my weight over, and I swim out. So she pushes me one way, post, other way, post, up the middle, swim. She grabs an arm, swim, other arm, swim. What if she starts to try to push on my leg to shrimp out? I'm going to grab that wrist, lift it straight up, climb. She goes for the other arm, lift it up, I'll climb up. Now the last thing she might do to try to get out of here in a very self-defense or an MMA situation, she might bear hug my body, pulling her head up to my chest, making it hard for me to strike or get to her. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to climb my legs all the way up into her shoulders, up under her armpits. Now, whichever way her face is pointing, I'm going to post my leg out to that side, bringing my hands up. I'm going to take my arm, build a frame against the neck, support that frame, and drive back down to the mat. Hands out wide. One more time. She pushes me one way. I post, other way. Post, up the middle, swim, trap an arm, swim, other arm, swim, hand on my hip, peel it off, other arm, peel it off. She goes to bear hug, climb up into those armpits, post a leg, build a frame, drive the face back to the mat, hands out wide. This is our mount maintenance, and this is the idea of cooking. We're allowed to cook, we're allowed to attack, and we're allowed to transition. Today we looked at maintaining the mount, getting my opponent tired. My name is Seth, this is Beckley. We're at Gracie, Vermont, bringing you another move of the week.